They don't even know what's hitting them. So look, Baron Boris, that super tanky one. Take a look on the stats on this build. Really nice resistance, very high action points, and will be even higher. Very nice health and special all across the board is really good with 40 agility. Makes us incredible sneak machine. Hey fellow Vault Dwellers, it's Angry Turtle, and today we have a custom tailored build for bounty hunting and entire Burning Springs. As enemies there are a little bit different and tougher, so here we go, the bounty hunter. And yes, I will be checking your comments and staring at the like count to figure out if I did a good job with this one. So let's dive in. So first, this is special distribution before legendary perks. And here are legendary perks, so mostly special like endurance, agility, luck, intelligence. It's possible to downscale this build. It is endgame build, but it's possible to downscale it to a mid-game build. For example, intelligence could be skipped and it will be still fine. Follow through is important to increase your damage as we are using stealth. Taking one for the team, it's only really for the raid. Outside of the raid, you could slot in here whatever you want. And now perks and some interesting choices I decided to go with, and I will explain why. So first there is strength. Of course, we need some decent amount of carry weight to do not go to our camp and manage inventory too frequently. So there is Trawling Pharmacy. And there is Arms Keeper for the carry weight. Yes, bounty hunts are dropping lots of weapons, so Arms Keeper very handy. Easy target. We are focusing on this build a lot on the limb damage, so this kicks in almost straight away, giving us like a flat, high bonus to our damage. Barbarian for some tankiness. There is a little bit of tankiness added on top of this build, so it's not squishy by no means. It's using stealth, but it's not squishy. Scatter Shot helps a lot, as I'm using a legendary 4-star on the weapon that increases my damage the more limbs is crippled. So this is a perfect synergy. And Brick Wall, I just squeezed that in recently. I notice I can maintain high glow relatively easily, therefore this is pure benefit in the situations that enemies can stagger me, they cannot anymore. Perception, Downranger, it's like a filler card, 1 point there was left. 10% damage, decent for 1 point for the far enemies. Max out card doesn't improve much, so we are not upgrading it. Tormentor, key card here for damage. Tank Killer, again, more damage. Concentrated Fire, yes, we are using mostly VATS if available. The power of VATS is unmatched, so we are using it. This build works without VATS too, it's really good damage. But VATS amplifies that, so we want it. Awareness for VATS accuracy. Eye of the Hunter, rank 1 to increase VATS accuracy. Max out rank improves only a little bit, so we are going with rank 1. And Refractor for a little bit more tankiness. You could consider to switch 2 cards and total of 3 points to add Santa Masochist if you are not using VATS much. But I'm going mostly VATS, therefore Santa Masochist is not really needed for me. I'm aiming for the head 90% of the time, so not very much use case for Santa Masochist. Then some extra tankiness under endurance. We do have some Life Giver, Ironclad, Through Haika for carry weight, Adamantium Skeleton, so our limbs can never be crippled, as that's paired with mods on my armor. I will show you my gear so you will see why my limbs can never be crippled. Fireproof for extra resistance, thick skin, and this one you could switch if you feel like you will get more benefits from glowing gut. I notice I don't need to top up my glow too often, therefore I went with thick skin. Under charisma, strength in numbers for mutations, tenderizer for extra damage. Then intelligence, white knights, so I don't need to repair my armor in case I would go gun blazing and do not use stealth. Stealth is recommended though. Good with salt to keep my food for long as Scrappa. So that's like quality of life. Those perks I would say you don't need. So you could go with 1 intelligence and be absolutely fine. This is quality of life here. After that, agility, and we are pushing limb damage here a lot. from Modern Renegade and Enforcer. A total of 150%, almost insta-crippling to all regular enemies, kicking our damage up fast and a lot. Gunslinger weak spot damage increase. Rank 1 as there was no room for higher rank, and higher rank is only twice as strong with added 2 points. Packing Light for some extra cheap AP regeneration. Mr. Sandman, that's a big one. 100% sneak attack bonus for just 2 points. That's good value. Escape Artist, mainly so we can move while sneaking without being detected. Gunfu target swaps for laziness factor, adrenaline for even more damage, and gold legs so we can jump from whatever height and there is no problem. No impact animation, nothing, you just keep running. For 1 point, I would say very much worth it. If you don't care about quality of life, gold legs, packing light can be swapped for max out gunslinger. You will get more damage instead. Up to you. Like, if you want to customize this build, feel free. I do encourage customization and going away from what I'm presenting and doing your personalizations and even sharing them in comments so we all know what you did swap. Maybe someone will be inspired, maybe I will do that in next build. And then luck. Grim Reaper Sprint, so our VATS almost never runs out. Better criticals for extra damage. If you again care more about damage than convenience, kick out Grim Reaper Sprint, add max out better criticals. Then there is Ricochet for tankiness, Cap Collector because we are bounty hunting. Those posters, the wanted posters, are very expensive, so that helps collect caps and buy more posters. I would say very thematic addition, suggested on the livestream. I did squeeze it in. 4-leaf Clover. Perfect when enemies are too far, you will still hit them. Class Freak, so mutations do not bother us too much, the side effects. Crit Savvy, it's mandatory to get lots of criticals. Junk Shield for some extra tankiness. And Faulty Spots, unique Ghoul perk to do more damage, a lot more damage with very little investment. Faulty Spots is like the best Ghoul perk. Now, Mutations Gear and Food, let's cover that. So Adrenal Reaction, damage on kill streaks, that's the best mutation. Bird Bones for sneaking. Carnivore, I prefer Carnivore. So many good buffs to increase our action points and stealthiness. Not as good buffs for damage per se, but everything else is better than Herbivore. Herbivore is better only for damage. Eagle Eyes for extra crit damage and VATS hit chance. Egghead, so we do have a little bit of extra intelligence to get slightly more experience. Not necessary this one, you could choose to run without it. But yeah, it's handy, it's like free experience. You level up faster. Very little side effects. Herd Mentality, free special across the board. Marsupial for jumping and Speed Demon to move and reload faster. Now, weapons. One weapon, to be honest, to rule them all. Elder's Mark. If you do not have Elder's Mark, any silenced commando weapon works with this build. So if it's a fixer, if it's handmade, if it's regular Tommy gun, they all work. The thing is, currently Elder's Mark is the strongest. That's why I'm using it. But gap is not huge. If you use something else, you will still do a really good damage. If you prefer handmade, go for it. I will not be stopping you. So Elder's Mark for me. You may notice it's anti-armor. Why is that? That's revival of anti-armor, I would say. In Burning Springs, enemies have very high damage resistance, going above 1000. Therefore, anti-armor is back. It's no longer a dead prefix. In Burning Springs, it does work great. If you want to run Furious and equip all the Onslaught perks, you could. You would do similar damage. You will do similar damage, but I prefer that. I tried both, and I prefer anti-armor for Burning Springs. Weapon speed, the best second star for highest DPS. You could run something else and it would be fine. If you go with limb damage or VATS crit damage, it will all work. VATS hit chance work as well. This one is just the strongest for DPS. Less action point cost, so I can get it as low as 9. It's very good. We can stay in VATS almost forever without adding conductors. As you may notice, the star number 4 is Bullies. Quite widely available So not very hard to get. You can trade for it if you don't have it yourself. You obtain it from named 4-star legendaries, so I would say one of the easiest 4-star legendaries to obtain. If you don't have it, this build will still do good. You will lose this extra cool bonus, but yeah, it will still do good. Just not as amazing as you will see here with this effect. The Conductors is an option as well for the 4-star. But Conductors is more like convenience. Does not give you this crazy high damage, so I prefer that. You may notice it's armor piercing receiver. The reason for that, when you have two effects, anti-armor as a prefix and armor penetration from the receiver or the magazine on the same weapon, that's exception from the rule. In this case scenario, you are adding them up. So this Elder's Mark has 75% armor penetration. Then with Tank Killer on top, it's 85% armor penetration. So I'm close to the cap. 90% is the cap in Fallout 76. If I'm giving you too much information in one video and it's too long, give me a feedback as well. I would try to do shorter in the future and explain less. Armor. It's a mix. So for the torso, I do have Brotherhood because then I can equip Jetpack. It could be Secret Service, it could be any other Jetpack type torso power armor. It just happened that I have Brotherhood in here. Any armor piece that can have Jetpack, did I said power armor before? Regular armor that can have Jetpack, so Secret Service or Brotherhood is perfect, or Civil Engineer, all works. It's Chameleon on the 1st star, Agility on the 2nd, Luck is a decent option too. There is, you may notice, Sentinels 3-star. I don't want it, but I have it for now until I unlock Active. That's a new legendary effect that will give me more action points. So that's gonna be awesome. And it's 4-star limit breaking. If you don't have limit breaking, you'll be absolutely fine. You will just have criticals every 3 shots and not 2, which is absolutely fine. So about armor 4-star, you don't need to worry. The one thing you need to worry, full set of Chameleon. Every piece need to be Chameleon. Now for the limbs, I have covered Scout armor. You may go with other options, but this is the strongest for stealth. And important modifications, Shadowed and Strengthened. The Strengthened mod makes my limb fully immune to any kind of crippling. So I cannot ever get crippled. Adamantium Skeleton plus 4 limbs with limb damage resistance. You cannot get crippled. It's almost like I would wear a power armor. Legendary effects are the same. Again, star number 3 is waiting to be replaced when it will be available and I can finally get active and total of 100 extra action points. The backpack, I'm running a high capacity so I can carry more stuff. And about under armor, this is really good for stealth. Road ladders, if you don't have it and you are running Secret Service, fine. It's all fine. Under armor is not critical. Road ladder is best for stealth if you want to push stealth. Now the food. I'm using widely available food from my camp. So my camp generators are making it. I don't need to craft it. Soft shell meat, and the values here are without a teammate. With teammate it will be slightly higher, so this will be 50 for example. Some extra strength, health, resistances, endurance, perception, energy resistance, slight amount of luck, carry weight, and this one is a big squirrel on a stick. 6 agility or on a team 8 agility. So very quick and good. Then company tea if I don't have this new food, the burned ends, Radhawk burned ends. I will replace all the company tea soon with Radhawk burned ends. I just need to unlock recipe, I didn't yet. And now let's see if performance of the build is good. Candidate number 1 for performance test, Armored Deathclaw. Can we kill it? Let's see. So it's crippled very fast and it's dead. It actually shouldn't die as fast. I think it got heart attack when I started firing. Should survive a second longer, so I don't know what exactly happened here. Died faster than anticipated. Let's see our Grand Hunt target. So there is one volatile outlaw. And maybe I show stealth as well. So I can use jetpack, that's why jetpack is important. Look at the stealth. You can just walk in between them. And stop. And when Chameleon activates, look at that. I can comfortably do everything I want to do. So that's the damage now. And look at this volatile outlaw. That's the damage on those grand hands. I would say good, but we'll go higher. What about Headhunt solo? As we are waiting for the flare, just take a look on the stats on this build. Really nice resistance, very high action points, and will be even higher. Very nice health, so I'm tanky. And special all across the board is really good with 40 agility. Makes us incredible sneak machine. And now Headhunt is started. Look how easy it is to sneak around. They don't know I'm even here. Regular ghouls, no problem. Now those tanky targets. Look at that. Look how they are disappearing. They didn't even notice I'm here. Where did other guy go? Here, brutal combatant. And the resistance you see on them, that's so low because of my reduction. It's after all my armor piercing effects. So they not low resistance, they just appear like that after 85% reduction. And this guy almost noticed me as I was looking for it sprinting around. But nevertheless, look at that. The red radar, look at the damage. Oh, I didn't reload. And I was noticed, so for a second, not really looked, spotted for a second. This guard Punisher is close, so now the face tanking action. And no VATS, just for a little bit of a change. Look how much I can tank still. I'm intentionally now fighting them up front. So you can tank. And look, no stealth damage. Still very good. Stealth, no stealth. You can deal with that. If I need to top up the glow, I do have Toxic Goo. Normally I will not let them fight me like that and I will stay on the rooftop. But I wanted here to go a little bit of gun blazing. And there's still someone fighting inside. Who's there? Hello there. Rasgard Punisher and your ghoul friends. There you go. Good night. And one more headhunt, this time without going head first, so you will see how smoothly this build can handle all the tasks. So look how smoothly it can just evaporate everything around without breaking a sweat. There is another guy sneaking in there. They don't even know what's hitting them. So look, Baron Boris, that super tanky one. It's the one that has over 1k armor, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, that was actually the one I was missing. Great. Look at that. Look at my glow. I barely took any damage as I'm still completely hidden. Even though they are firing towards me, as that's what enemies do in Fallout. They hear you and they fire towards you, but as I'm perfectly camouflaged, that's barely doing anything to me. And there is one more guy somewhere. I found it, the blue guy. No more here. And that's everything I have for you in this video. Let me know, you are the judges of this build. Is it working as you would want it to? Let me know if you will try it in the game. Absolutely share your experience. And now, as always, thank you a lot for watching and see you all in the next one.